All right, we're live. Hey, what's going on, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers? This is your boy Porter Rock 77, and we are here with our live stream. I got two longtime panel members that you all know. We got all day up in here.
Yo, what's up, people?
What's going on? And of course, we got J Dub City up in here.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going?
All right, going good. The room's filling up little by little, so we'll take a few minutes till we hit our point and stuff like that. But everybody sees what the topic is. But before we get to the topic, we'll just go around and talk about how our day was going and stuff like that. So all day, man, what you been up to?
You never see it coming. Yeah, I've been playing Persona 5, man. You know, that's all I've been doing all day long. I got some Uber Eats and had some food delivered, and I'm just enjoying my Saturday, man, playing this Persona 5.
All right, that's cool, man. You loving the game, bro? That game's like the sleeper hit, man.
It is, man.
I don't remember the last time seeing a Persona game being so embraced by so many people. Like it's like
the fighting.
Even I bought it. Even I bought it. That's how everybody. That's my first Persona. Yeah, no, well, actually, the first one I bought was the first Persona on PS1, and I wasn't feeling it. Okay. And then ever since then, I never went back to it. And then people be like, "You crazy?" They said if you just like gaming, buy this game. I was like, "All right, fuck it." That's how it is. And Kratos, what's going on, man? What you been up to?
Man, you know what I've been up to. I've been starting Twitter wars, setting it on fire for 2017.
Now with Cody now all of a sudden the wars with Cody, like Jesus Christ. No, like man. Man, fucking fighting over Cody and shit like that. This is ridiculous. I'm like, man, this is some funny shit. Like, all right, that's crazy.
It's hilarious. And then and then with the article about Nintendo selling 15 Switches, that created a whole nother shitstorm on Twitter. So
what happened with the Switches?
Well, it's, the article came out that said that Nintendo has sold 15 million Switches right now. Already. And so next year they're projecting to sell 20 million Switches.
On top of that.
On top of that. So you're looking at 35 million Switches by the end of 2018, which apparently
shit.
Yeah. So somebody's gonna be in third place.
Yo, no joke. If Switch is pushing those numbers, they could easily surpass Xbox One.
Yeah. That
is ridiculous. Holy shit. Nintendo hit gold mine with that one.
Yeah,
man.
Man, that's crazy. And me, I'm just doing little by little, trying to catch up to gaming. But I think we got a good room right now. So let me get into the topic. Let me start it off with reading the article because there's some people that's not sure what's going on. I just want to make sure everybody is all on the same page. So right here, it says right here, Tyler Barris, 25, suspected of phoning in a false 911 call that led to a police raid in the fatal shooting of a father of two, was arrested Friday afternoon in South Los Angeles. A Los Angeles Police Department spokesman tells NPR. Barris is being held in a Los Angeles County jail without bail, according to LAPD officer Mike Lopez. The deadly prank began Thursday when a 911 operator in Wichita, Kansas, received a call from a man who claimed he had shot his father and was now holding the rest of his family hostage. When police surrounded a house at the valid Wichita address, a confused 28-year-old man, Andrew Finch, stumbled out his front door. Within seconds, he had been fatally shot. Due to the actions of a prankster, we have an innocent victim. If the false police call had not been made, we would not have been there, Wichita Deputy Police Chief Troy Livingston told reporters Friday. We believe this incident is a case of swatting, said Livingston, referring to an extreme practical joke that has made headlines in recent years. Instigators call 911 operator within close proximity to their victims, frequently using caller ID spoofing or other measures to conceal their true location, and report severely volatile situations that may warrant a SWAT team response. Hostage-taking scenarios are common. The goal is to surprise their unwitting victims with a full-force police response at their doors. Prominent celebrities like Justin Bieber and Ashton Kutcher have been swatted, but the prank is most well known in video game communities where it has been used as a form of revenge. Speculation surrounding the caller's motivation has swirled as numerous gamers told the Wichita Eagle that Thursday's episode was fallout from a dispute over the game Call of Duty. But Finch's mother told Kansas paper that her son doesn't play video games and had better things to do with his time. The call that sparked the fatal ordeal starts with an erratic male voice telling a 911 operator that he had observed an argument between his parents and then fired a handgun at his father. I shot him in the head and he's not breathing anymore, says the man on audio released by Wichita police. He says he has cornered his mother and little brother in a closet. I'm just pointing the gun at them, making sure they stay in the closet, he continues. I already poured gasoline all over the house. I might just set it on fire in a little bit. I might. He then lists the address where the victim, Finch, was present. Officers soon flanked the house on 3 sides and readied themselves for a confrontation. Livingston said in the press conference, Finch appeared at the door to the house and following verbal commands from the officers, stepped forward with his hands up. At numerous points, however, he reached for his waistband. Fearful that Finch was going for a firearm, an officer discharged 1 round, killing the father of 2, said Livingston. I heard my son scream. I got up, and then I heard a shot, Lisa Finch, the victim's mother, told the Eagle. She says her son was unarmed. Finch says police later instructed her, her roommate, and her granddaughter to come outside with their hands up, which meant stepping over Finch's dying body. A little over 2 years ago, a man named Tyler Barris, 22 years old at the time, was arrested for calling a bomb threat into the KABC TV studios in Los Angeles. The FBI's office in Kansas City, Missouri, says its agents are, at the request of police, now involved in the investigation, the Associated Press reports. UMG Gaming, which runs tournaments of online video gaming, including Call of Duty, also told the AP that the company is doing everything we can to assist the authorities. Authorities have become increasingly stringent in their response to swatting incidents. Federal prosecutors pursued cases in Maryland and Connecticut in 2015. Officials do, however, say that there are limits to what can be done to combat swatting. Trey Forgetti of the National Emergency Number Association told NPR in 2013 that 911 operators all over the country face 600,000 calls a day, making spotting a fake one difficult. We start from a position that every call must be treated as if it is a legitimate call for help, Forgetti says. All right, so hopefully that's everyone caught up.
Man,
they understand what's going on. All right, so long story short, we all heard it. A swatting incident took place, and it resulted in an innocent man, resulting in the death of this innocent man, and he's a father of 2. All right, so let's talk about how we feel about that, man. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. First of all, before I say anything, I just want you guys to know that, you know, my heart goes out to the guy who died. You know, he was a parent.
Yeah.
He was innocent. He should be living right now to see a new year. Secondly, regarding my words that I use in the context that I'm using, please take it as such, and please don't put words in my mouth or try to say I'm anti this or anti that. I am not. I support the law enforcement. I support people's rights and everything else. So I'm just getting that shit out the way. I think the guy who did the swatting, who called in, he's definitely a piece of shit. He should be in jail for the rest of his life. He should be charged with murder because that's exactly what happened. And luckily, nobody else got killed. But I'm going to blame 90% of this on the law enforcement, on the police that showed up. They can make excuses on how it's kind of hard to determine this or that, but here's the thing about it. If you have no evidence, if you have zero evidence, if you didn't take the time to do your research, take the time to, take the time out. You had all these police officers surrounding the house. This is the time that, you take as much time as needed. And here's the thing, the whole reaching for the waistband, the thing, we've heard this shit for the last 50 years when it comes to dealing with people of color or dealing just with pretty much anybody. Police can use that excuse. I mean, it's used every day. Oh, he was going for his waistband. He was doing this. Come on, let's stop it. Okay, that's the easiest cop out for this. You showed up at this man's house. He didn't know exactly what the hell is going on. It seems like he had his hands up in the air. Who in their right mind are going to do that when you have 100 police officers surrounding you? Let's stop it. I want to see those vest cams, the cameras that they had. Those should be released to the public, and I believe the family should file a huge $1 billion civil suit. Until this hits the police department and the police officers directly in their pockets, directly hold them accountable, this stuff is going to keep going on. Now, this particular case is about swatting, but what happens on a day-to-day basis in situations that aren't swatting. You have a bunch of cops who are trigger happy. They're scared. And I hate to say it, but If that is the first mind that you're going with, you may not need to be a police officer, because not every single case that you go in requires for you to put a threat down or make sure you kill somebody. You have jails, you have jailhouses for criminals, not cemeteries. This guy, unfortunately, he has kids, he has a wife, he has parents and people that care for him and love him. His life is ended. And I think that a lot of that goes to bad policing, bad practices, and just going in with the wrong mindset. And that's my piece. That's my upfront piece there.
You know what, man? I think there needs to be a protocol refresh, something like that. These people, the officers, SWAT teams, everything, they need to go under some new training. Because I've been in raids before. I had guns pointed at me. The first thing that came to my mind, they're doing this for their own safety, but I didn't feel like they were trying to kill me, though. You know what I mean? Like, when you walk in the door, when you knock on the door, however you're, entering the home, your first option is not to shoot, right? If he's he's a human being. I think you have to take, because I had one of my cousins. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I was watching news. I was like, it said local Escondido man shot 5 times by a police officer. And I was like, that's probably Michael. And so they said, victim, 27-year-old Michael Flores. I was like, what? Yeah. So, my cousin survived, right? But he was trying to, the cop approached his vehicle. He was trying to back up in reverse out of nervousness because the cop had his car drawn. The cop insinuated that he tried to run him over and let off 7 shots inside of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to understand that we're humans. We get nervous. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if I don't look like a threat, I'm not causing a threat. I know there's people out there that will kill cops. I'm not saying they don't, right?
Yeah.
But there has to be some type of warning sign that it's time to kill, right? Yeah. You can't just say, if I'm standing there, my pants are falling, well, I'm going to let them fall? No, I'm a human being. I'm going to pick them up. So I pick them up and get shot in the head, right? Yeah. That it shouldn't escalate to that level. To me, where's your stun gun? Where's your taser? Where's your? Anything that can incapacitate somebody. Yeah. Use it. You know what I mean? So this is very sad. My prayers go out to the family. Please file that lawsuit. And this is the swatting thing's been going on for a while. You know what I mean? And I never thought it was funny. I never thought it was a good prank. I thought it was distasteful. It's disgusting. And this is the result. It
was going to eventually happen. This was an eventuality.
This is the end result. This is where it stops right here. Somebody dying. Yeah. Innocent, and it's not even the person he intended. This guy, you said he did a fake bomb call.
The guy, he did. This wasn't his first prank. He did a fake bomb call to a news station.
And I know it's hard. You can't screen every caller that calls in because you have to act accordingly. Like if there's an emergency happening, you don't have enough time to screen.
Every call is a serious call. Yeah, they don't even bother. Right. They don't even waste time to screen. They just do it.
Right.
Here's the thing, guys. We can all try to say, it's bad training. It's bad training. Look, I hate to say it, but there is no training to teach you how to have to deal with to interact with human beings. There is no training that can make you see that somebody else's life has value. Now, again, if this guy would have been found with weapons, if this situation would have been true, it would have been different things. But this is just one case. But we know, and we've seen camera footage of thousands of cases where, again, the cops acted irrationally. They acted, again, like they're scared of every single thing, whether it's an old lady that's 90 years old, or whether it's a mental person sitting in the middle of the street, or whether it's just anything. You can't train somebody to have human emotional connection to other humans. I hate to say it. I have police officers in my family. They know how I feel. A lot of them sympathize with it. Again, at the end of the day, this is, you have to have feelings that this is somebody's husband. This is somebody's son. This is somebody's, dad. This is the holidays. And now their parents are gone away. And, if I'm that guy that shot him, I'm thinking, look, this house is surrounded by 100 cops right now, right? What's the chance that this guy is going to hurt me with 100 guns pointed straight at him? You know, this just doesn't make sense.
All right, so can I chime in on this one? So I understand what you're saying, Jay, but you're confusing. I'm not saying confusing. You're mixing multiple scenarios and trying to make it all come into one, and that's not the reality. Like, you can't mix a traffic stop and say those are the same type of police that we had in this scenario. You got to look at the scenario number one. The scenario, the information the police department received was a man was armed. He already killed somebody, and now he has a woman and child hostage, and he's about to burn the place down. You don't have your normal investigating cops in this scenario. You have specific, in different places, they call them different names. You know, some places they call them SWAT. In New York, they call them ESU.
Yeah.
These guys are not trained to investigate. There is no investigation. They are trained to do one thing: aim a highly profile weapon and get ready to pull the trigger, because their job is to take down the suspect. Their job is not to investigate. Their job is not even to validate if there even is a threat. They go in saying there is a threat. We will take out the target unless proven otherwise. That is how they are trained. They are not trained to validate this because they don't have time for that. When they already hear someone's already dead, they're not going to go in there thinking, oh, well, he killed somebody, but maybe we could have a rational conversation. Like, they're not going to go in with that mentality. The dude allegedly already killed somebody and is about to burn the place down. They're not there to investigate and to validate. They are there to control and to free the hostages. That is their job. Control the situation, protect the hostages. You know what I'm saying? That is what they're going in.
I agree.
You know, so you got to look at it. So if you're a cop, right, and this is what they tell you, you receive the 911 call. There's a suspect that's armed, allegedly already killed somebody, and he's detaining a woman and hostages. Apparently, he's attempting to burn the place down. Those guys aren't there. Those guys aren't even in there to talk. They don't even talk. They're there. They're there to aim. They're there to control the situation. You understand what I'm saying? That is the information they got. They don't have the time to wonder, investigate, and to talk and conversate. That's not what they're there for. They're trying to control the situation as fast as possible. And if they have to use lethal force, they will use lethal force. That's what they're there for. In fact, they come in guns drawn. ESU don't have tasers. In fact, they don't even use regular pistols. They are there with rifles, scopes, lasers. They're there ready to take anything out as quickly as possible. What's unfortunate is this scenario, you have a guy you have on one side of the house a bunch of people with information that the person inside the house is armed and already killed somebody. The guy inside the house doesn't even know what the fuck is going on. Someone was bound to die in that scenario. One group thinks there's a dude in there with a gun killing people. The dude inside is just having eggnog, chilling with his family. And all of a sudden he sees all these lights and people come out and he doesn't know what's going on. So both parties absolutely have no idea how to respond to this. They have no idea what the hell's going on. One group thinks the guy's coming out as a suspect. The guy coming out is like, why the fuck is all these people here? Like, what's going on here? This was a disaster waiting to happen, you know? Now, again, these guys are trained to control the scenario. This is like, I know a lot of people said they need to be retrained. No, this is their training. In every state, in every police department across the country, and a lot of this stuff is stuff that they learn from the military, because this is how you defuse a hostage scenario. So even the military learns this way. FBI, CIA, Marine Corps, this is the standard practice that works. The problem is this dipshit created this scenario where somebody was bound to, like me, I hold this dude who made the call 100% responsible. You know what I'm saying? Because sure, everybody could hold this police officer accountable, but he's not there to investigate. That's not what he's trained to do. They never trained him for that. They don't train these guys to talk and to figure out. They're there for one thing: control the situation as fast as possible to protect innocent lives. The sad part is this dude was innocent, but based on the information, he wasn't, according to them, because that's what they got. They got a male adult who shot somebody and is holding a woman and children hostage. So as soon as this adult comes out, that's our suspect. That's what we have to assume is deadly. So right now they're looking at the guy based on the information they received, killed somebody, and is holding people hostage. This is the guy right here. And they tell the guy, hey, keep your hands up. All of a sudden he puts his hands down to his waist. At that moment, what do you do? At that moment,
just here is
you have a decision to make. You either wait, you know what I'm saying, and you never know what he might do. What if, you know, in this, you got to look at it from a perspective from the cop. You know, we know after the fact. We know that it was a prank. He doesn't know that. Split second. What if this was a real life scenario? Let's pretend it's not a prank. It was an actual hostage situation. The guy pulls a gun. You know, he goes to this waist, but the cop's like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. You know, we're gonna really figure this out. And the guy just instantly pulls the gun out and shoots the woman in the head that's right next to him. You can't take that back. You can't take that decision back.
You're right.
You waited, and people are gonna look at you. What the fuck were you waiting for? And be like, well, I really didn't want to take his life. Like, are you nuts? He's the suspect. His life is not the one you're concerned about. You got to concern about the woman and the 2 kids in the closet. That's the information you got.
Let me ask you a question, Rock. So if he's following orders, right? Put your hands up where I can see him, blah, 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 the same thing, turn around. I mean, right then and there, don't they grab him? Check.
No, not yet. So what happens is this. So let's say if this was, let's say right there, they'll tell him, hey, raise your hands up, right?
Right.
They're going to tell him step forward, right? Okay. They're going to keep telling him walk forward. Then they're going to tell him get on your knees while you're maintaining your hands in the air. Then they're going to tell him fall on the floor while maintaining your hands forward in the air. And then they're going to say keep face down, cross your legs, put your hands behind your back. What happened was he had his hands in the air, but for whatever reason, he dropped them and put them towards his waist. So his hands is down now.
So yeah,
he didn't keep them in the air.
That's what was the article reported.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I definitely want to see.
So that's what it is.
The police footage of that.
Yeah. Right now, until the footage comes out.
Earlier, what I was speaking about is the mere fact you mentioned. This is that too common phenomenon that seems to be rampant in the community, where all of a sudden people have their hands in the air, and then all of a sudden they go and reach for their waistbands, or they appear to reach for their waistband. This is a common practice that has been thrown out there for decades.
I'll be honest, I don't understand why. Like, I seen some footage where the people do reach for the waistband. I don't know. I just can't see it. Like, look, if a cop tells you keep your hands in the air, just keep the shit in the air.
Hey, I told you, if I ever got pulled over and I say, you know what, cop, I'm about to drop on the floor face first right now. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not moving. I'm not gonna move. Whatever you tell me.
I'm not saying.
You still get shot once you hit the ground.
I'm not saying that there ain't crooked cops or fucked up cops, because they're human beings too. For whatever reason, mostly, you know, racially motivated, or they're just stupid, bad at their jobs. I mean, it is what it is. You know, not all cops are good cops. Even not in the sense as good as in they're hateful, but in the sense of they're just not good at their jobs. They just suck. It's human nature. There's people who are not good at their jobs. There's some people whose fear takes over the rational decision. There's all of that. Nothing's perfect and stuff like that. But I think in this scenario, the police officers went in with just one information. Somebody's armed, somebody's already dead, and there's a woman and children held hostage, and the person's ready to burn the place down. That's not a lot of time to validate, right there. They're not there to validate. The validation, I think the one thing people don't understand with police, you know, and this is what I notice when people argue with police. Police are not the judges or the juries. They're not there to validate if you did something or not. They're just there to make you go through the process. Your innocence or guilt is done in the courts. Yes, police don't give a shit. It's just the reality. Like, some people argue with police saying I didn't do it. They don't really care if you did it or not. If the police says you're going to the police station, your ass is going. The lawyers are there to prove your innocence, not the cops. The cops don't care. Their job is to process a situation and complete the administrative work. They don't care. They're not there. Cops do not have the power to decide if a person is innocent or guilty.
No,
they only process suspects. And if in their opinion they believe you're a suspect, then you're a suspect. Yep. Now, to prove you're innocent or guilty, that's what lawyers and courts are for. Is it annoying? Yes. Is it inconvenient? Yes. Is it stupid you have to spend the night in jail to go through all this bullshit? Yes. But that's just how the system is.
But here's the thing, Puerto Rock. Exactly what you just said. There's jails. There are jail houses for bad guys, right? Not cemeteries. The cemetery is not made for that. You got to look at it in this faction. How many of these swatting events have we heard about? How many innocent people have been killed just because of just simple things, right? How many people have been killed just by the most simplest of things? This is unfortunate. This guy got killed because someone made a damn prank call, and I wish there was more. It could have been done. And I get it. The guys show up ready to kill because of the situation that was going on. But at the end of the day, this could happen to any one of us. And how would we want that situation to be explained? Again, you have to put yourself in. A lot of times we like to put ourselves in the, in the shoes of the cop, but not necessarily in the shoes of the victim. You're in. Think about it. Either one of us, we have, all of us, we have kids. We're in there playing with our kids. We get a bam at the door. We walk to the door nonchalantly, not thinking anything. A lot of times we're probably in our underwear or just chilling, flip flops or whatever is going on. You get bright lights in your face, see people yelling at you, screaming. You don't know what the hell is going on, and by the time all that stuff processes, guess what? You're dead.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the innocent. So in that scenario, I'm not saying that the innocent victim has any. He obviously is not at fault. All right. That's why I say I blame the person who reported the prank, because he created this scenario. He created a scenario where cops went in thinking that there's an armed man who already killed somebody and is about to threaten the lives of more people, right? And then on the other side of the door is a man who had no idea what the fuck is going on in the first place.
Yeah.
Both sides were lied to. And at the end result, it was this innocent man who died. But the innocent man died because of that prank caller. Even the prank caller is trying to say, well, it's not my fault because I didn't pull the trigger. I'm not trained to be a SWAT. So even he's trying to say it's the cop's fault. Like, nah, motherfucker, you did this. This is your fault. Because the cop is doing what he's trained to do. He's not an investigator. He was told someone's suspect is armed. There's apparent someone's dead. And more people are in danger. That's his information. And that's what he's trained to do. He's trained to take out the suspect. The guy comes out the door.
Within a hostage situation, 9 times out of 10, would the predator even answer the door in the first place?
You never know. You never know.
Porter Rock, based on the story that you read, it seems like there was a period of time that the guy was obeying. He was obeying what the cop said. Obviously he had his hands up in the air. He's standing on his porch or whatever. The house is surrounded. Guns are pointed at him.
All right, let me give you something else. So all right. So I was maybe this like 10 years ago. So they gave me a little training scenario. It was me and my boys. I was with 3rd Battalion, 2nd Marines, and they gave us a training scenario where we go in and we had to clear out a house. This is something that we had to do before we go to Iraq, right? Mm-hmm. So we go inside the house, we go inside the room, right? We're clearing the rooms, whatever. And all of a sudden we open the door, right? Mm-hmm. And we saw 4 hostages tied up, whatever, right? We all saw 4 hostages tied up, and one of the hostages was pointing in a closet, right? Was pointing in a closet. So then I sent 2 of my guys, like one hostage was pointing in a closet, and the other hostage was like looking towards at a door, right? And the other 2 hostages, they just stood still quiet. So 2 hostages. So picture 4 hostages all next to each other, right? Their hands tied up, they're all next to a wall. You see their hands behind the back on a chair. Their mouth is, guard, whatever. Mm-hmm. 2 of them are just staying quiet. The other 2, one's looking at a closet. The other 2's looking at a room, right? Yeah. So then 2 of us went to the closet. 2 of us went to the room. We opened the door. There was nobody there. We turned around. 2 of those hostages were aiming AK-47s at us.
Yeah.
And then that was the lesson. Mm-hmm. The lesson that we learned, don't trust hostages. Yeah. No one's your friend inside the room. Nobody. Not even a tied up hostage. You treat everybody hostile. Everybody. Yeah. Everybody gets a hostile. When everything is cleared and secured, then you can figure out after the fact who did what, who's doing this, who's doing that. All that gets figured out when everybody's secured. Until everybody's secured, be prepared to kill everyone in that room.
Yeah.
No one's your friend in that room other than the person that wears the same uniform as you. Yeah. Because you don't know who's who. Mm-hmm. All you have to, the first job is to go in, secure the area, right? Secure everyone, hostages, suspects, whatever, process them out. And then during the process after the fact, That's when you figure out, okay, you're a hostage. You're a hostage. Okay, you're innocent. Okay, this was all a misunderstanding. You do that after the fact.
Taken seriously because
Everything has to be done after the fact. Right then and there, they're not gonna. So, like what you guys saying, they're not gonna go right down the spot. Well, you know, he's kind of obeying us right here, right now, so everything's looking clear. They're not gonna do that. At no point in this scenario where they feel everything's secured, even if he was detained, right? Because remember, the report was just one person with a gun secured. Even if he was detained,
that still doesn't mean that someone.
They're still gonna go in. Yeah. And, you know, the grandma, the mom, the kid, the baby, everybody's getting handcuffed. Everyone in that whole house is gonna get handcuffed and processed out until they say, okay, clear, we got everybody. Everybody's been bagged and tagged. We're good.
Right.
Now they're gonna say, what's going on? Well, you know, my name is Andrew Finch. Okay, you're good. You're good. You're good. They're going to do it after the fact. But during those moments, until the last man and last child, last person is secured and handled, that area is a danger zone.
Yeah.
Nothing, no one say, not even a dog.
You're dealing with life and death, and they got to take that seriously.
Look, listen, I totally agree with you 1,000%, 1,000,000%. Here's the thing. How do we deal with local law enforcement that are consistently running into these situations and consistently run into other situations like this? We just can't say, well, this is just the way it is.
So the local law enforcement, I'm gonna tell you why that's a little bit more challenging. Because if you notice, I'm gonna put it, a lot of these incidents where local law enforcement, you know, the regular patrolmen, you know, stops and stuff like that. A lot of these areas, a lot of these issues, if you notice the trend, they tend to happen more in, you know, the poorer hood areas.
Yeah, of course.
Areas that have more gang violence. Like if you go to an area, well, like if you go to an area that's a little bit more ritzy, less violent, less, you know, less just or more like a good, more standard neighborhood, you see people yelling at cops and nothing happens. You understand? But then you go to Harlem and you look a cop along wrong way, you're gonna get fucked up. So I think one thing that attributes to this is a lot of the cops in those areas aren't even from those areas.
Yes. Right.
And because they're not from those areas, they don't understand those areas, and they really have no tie-in to those areas.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Time to figure it out either.
You know what I'm saying? So that's danger number one. Having policing areas they're not even from. The higher, richer areas, a lot of those cops are from those higher, richer areas, and they know the people.
Hey, Miss Johnson,
that they're pulling over.
Billy?
Yeah, you know, and they'd be like, "Oh, is it you again, Jimmy? Why are you always pulling me over? Fuck you! I'm so sick of your shit." Like, yes, Miss Johnson. Have a nice day. They know the people, so they're not afraid. They already know. Oh, fuck, it's Miss Johnson again. Fucking speeding. I'm about to get my ass chewed. Miss Johnson, you don't have to give you this ticket. Well, you know, you guys are always harassing me. I'm going to talk to the mayor. And have a nice day, Miss Johnson. You know, but then you go to Harlem, but you don't live in New York City. You live in Long Island.
Yeah.
But you work in the Harlem beat. You don't trust nobody because you know your beat. Some of your boys may have gotten shot. There's Latin Kings and Bloods and Crips. You ain't trying to hear, let's be friends and have a conversation. Like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous. So I think a lot of this is attributed to this. Cops are no longer neighborhood cops anymore. Because back in the days, cops were from your neighborhood. It was the people.
You knew the cops. You knew the
man. They were like Harlem cops would be from Harlem.
Yeah.
But it's not like that no more. Like a lot of the New York City cops aren't even live in the city anymore. They moved away. They live in Jersey. They live in the suburbs. You know, so the only interaction in the city is when they actually work there. But when they're done working, they leave. You know what I'm saying? They leave to a safer environment, you know? So that's I think that's one attribute and stuff like that. Another one is, sadly to say, stereotype.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, the truth is stereotype, especially you see this it hits the black community harder than anybody else. But the stereotype of a black man is terrible. And let's be honest, even us minorities, we're not doing a good job because we glorify that stereotype through our music, through our shows. We embrace. We like. When I mean we, I'm not specifically us. I'm saying in general, people embrace the fucking ghetto-ness.
Yeah,
you know, it's as if we even mock people who try to be proper. You know, like when you hear a black man talk proper English and using words, what's the first thing? Why you talk like a white dude for? Fuck wrong with you, cuz? You're like, And like, I'm white because I speak English. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So we technically do that shit to ourselves. We also hurt ourselves.
Yeah, but that also is remedied by, again, hiring cops to patrol, hiring certain cops to patrol those particular territories, where you don't have those biases or you have less of it.
Well, here's the thing. That's a great point, but believe it or not, a lot of Black America, a lot of minorities don't like to be cops at all. So let's say like if you go in New York or predominantly, Puerto Rican Spanish neighborhood, majority of cops are white because there's not that many Spanish people that actually become a police force.
Right.
So even if the police wanted to, they don't have enough people to do that. They don't have enough Black folks. They don't have enough Latinos or Asians to actually spread across and fit the demographic of the neighborhood they're trying to patrol. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to admit, within us minority community, we have this stigma of fuck the police.
Yeah, that's a
so
fact.
a lot of us don't grow up aspiring to be police officers because we grow up fuck the damn pigs. So what kid wants to? So imagine a kid who has a family where the family don't even like police officers. He's not going to aspire to be one because he's growing up in an environment where policemen aren't liked in the first place. If you notice, a lot of minorities, right? They join the military. What minority family hates the military? Very few.
Very few.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't see much issues with kids joining the Army or the Marine Corps. Because when minority families hear about the military, they'll be like, oh my God, the military is gonna make my son into a real man. Oh man, he's gonna have all this shit. He's a Marine. You hear a lot of positive about that. That's why you see a lot of people who join the military are minorities, because there's a lot of positive information. You could get a good career, they could straighten up. If you just hanging out on the streets, the military will straighten you out. You become a man, you get structure, you get all this positive information. But how many families actually want their kids to be a cop? How much positive influence you hear? You don't. Yeah. You don't hear that much. You don't hear, imagine if your son right now, J-Dub, comes up to you, hey, Dad, I want to be a cop. You'll probably be like, why? So you could kill motherfuckers by accident? Get the fuck out of here.
I think out of everybody I know, like I'm 31 years old, right? I only have one friend that became a cop. Just one. That's it. And he's not even from this country. Yeah. So, he didn't grow up with the same stigmatisms as we do. Fuck police. When you're born, you're instantly, you're not attracted to cops. You know what I mean? Like that's just something that's
because let's face it, the history of policing in this country hasn't been the greatest in any particular time in history in this country, from the way it was started, obviously as a slave patrol and stuff like that. It's just always, so it always had that negative connotation in it. Now here's the thing, okay, just trying to get back to the essence about exactly what happened and what's going on with gaming. You had some shithead to swat a guy. SWAT came there. The guy walked out for whatever reason, ends up dead. Okay, so now this guy's dead. This is not the first case of swatting. This is probably not going to be the last. How can we go forth in the gaming community, and what is going to help, whether it's us or with the cops,
sadly, honestly,
to fix the situation?
Honestly, Jay, it can't be fixed because they have to react to any situation like this. Period. In that order, they can't. If I got a call and I'm a cop, I'm in the SWAT team, I get a call that someone's hostile, he has a gun, I have to be ready for that confrontation. Period. You know what I mean? Like I can't just say, you know what, it's probably fake. No, I can't do that.
No.
I will say this. I know what J-Dubs. I know what you're getting at. I'll say number one. This dude that did it, he needs to go through the court system. It needs to be publicized.
Yeah.
And as the process is going, the gaming community needs to talk about it. We can't sweep this under the rug. As the trial keeps going, once in a while, we need to have podcasts and talk about, kind of like, all right, how the whole Trayvon Martin trial happened and shit like that? Yeah. People were giving weekly updates. People on Facebook, Twitter, and all this shit kept talking about the trial. Thing. We need to do the same thing. As this trial is going, we need to keep talking about it. And then when he's tried and guilty, we need to spread that. And we need to support the decision. We need to say he's a murderer. He's found guilty. And we need to send a message to all these dudes who swat. Be like, hey, you're going to be held accountable, and we're not going to hide you. We're not going to support you. The gaming community doesn't got your back. In fact, if we can, we will rat you out if we know it's you.
Yeah.
But Puerto Rico is right, because when you call 911, they ask for your name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can give them a fake one, but they can easily trace your call, and they can do all that.
They'll find a way. So you saw how fast they found that, because I'm pretty sure, since this is not his first time doing it, he knows how to spoof his phone number. But because somebody died, they pulled all the resources and they found them. Yep. They could find these dudes. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it needs to be publicized.
It needs to be publicized, shamed, and more importantly, and this is the reason why I want to do a last minute podcast, because I don't know if any more of us is going to talk about this.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if we start treating situations like this with as much vigor and raucousness as we did, fucking loot crates and microtransactions, then I think we'll be better as a community. But unfortunately, something tells me we're just going to sweep this under the rug, and people are not going to pay a lot of attention to it. So, thank you for doing that.
And who's to say that this could happen to any one of us? We're on Twitter all day. We're in a toxic pool all day long. We're swimming.
This could happen. This could happen to Zaire live in front of our face.
Right.
You're right. You remember how he got doxxed?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That could have been ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't condone that shit. I think you guys heard recently Tick Podcast got hacked.
Yeah.
And they took over and they sent like terrible messages to Phil Spencer.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, on behalf of that's like why are we doing, like, here's the thing, and this is all gamers. We need to do this. Our hobby makes more money than the movie industry and the music industry. Yet we are looked at as bastard children.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We're looked at as, fucking just weird people, nerds, despite the fact that the hobby we like makes more money than the movie industry and music industry.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Why are we treated like second fiddle when our hobby makes more money, is a bigger industry than your hobby?
Right.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Which is bugged out. And it's because of shit like this. We do weird shit to each other for no damn reason. There's no reason. Like, if you got a game streamer streaming, why do you want to fuck with him and send SWAT to his house? Mm-hmm. That doesn't make fucking sense. Why do you want to mooch a dude? Why do you want to dox fucking mooch just because he's talking shit?
Yeah.
It's a fucking console. Who gives a fuck if he's talking shit all day? No one's getting hurt on what we're doing. But when you do things like doxing, calling their job to try to get them fired, swatting, this is like, you got issues.
Yeah.
And when people hear and see this, when people hear and see that, like, this is going to be in the headlines, right? Yeah. Swatting, game streaming. Guess what? All of us are now fucking being tagged on this.
Yeah.
They were pegged. Well, we're guilty by association.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And for what? You know what I'm saying? Our hobby.
Now the media is going to be the flashlights on us now. Hey, gaming is dangerous. Hey,
3 weeks ago, didn't they say it's a gaming disorder? It's a mental disorder by the World Health Organization.
No, I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
Now I do agree there is a disorder onto that. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know there's kids out there who will play games until they pee on themselves and they won't get up.
Dude,
so I do agree.
I agree
that there is a mental disorder in terms of gaming. But the problem is everybody's going to hear that and they're just going to apply it to any gamer for any reason.
Yeah.
Like, if you game for an hour, you got a mental disorder. Like, what? like, bro, you spend half the night watching Netflix for 9 hours. Oh, but that's normal. Watching Netflix for 9 hours is normal, but me gaming for an hour is weird? Get the fuck out of here. Like, you bugging. You understand? Like, you could go watch the entire series of Star Wars in one sitting. No one will say anything. But if you play a game for 3 hours on a Saturday, mental disorder. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. If anything, if you watch episode 1, 2, or 3 of Star Wars, you got a mental disorder because that shit sucks. Those episodes are garbage. Mental disorder is you for even watching that trash.
When you lose your wife, your kids, your job over games, you need help.
Then you got a mental disorder. Right. Yes.
And if there's going to be a bill in place to put this on the board as a mental disorder, this is for help. It isn't just to crucify somebody for having a specific hobby. You know what I mean? Don't get that confused. These are for the people that take it beyond what it is. You know what I mean? If it's affecting your everyday structure, your everyday life, it's a problem.
Yeah.
You need help. Period.
As much as I'd like this scumbag who swatted this guy. As much as I would like for him to be, you know, made an example of, there are a ton of other people that, you know, that should have been made an example before this. So this is not the first case, and it's probably not going to be the last, unfortunately. I think if we would have, you know, caught it in the early days of what became known as swatting, if we would have really made a big deal about it and it was really on Front Street, I think it would have helped lessen a lot of what we have now. You know, even make legislation laws where if you do something like that, automatic death penalty, then people won't be, you know, so tempted to just, you know, again, this was done as a prank. A lot of these guys do this stuff as a joke, but it's not funny because people lives are messed up. Now some kids, they don't have a dad.
Damn.
Look at
this.
his
What he
nerd.
looks like?
This is him.
Fuck, he looks like a peanut, bro. Like,
this is the nerd, bro.
They look like a black bun.
This is the nerd, and he's saying that now he made a statement saying that, you know, he shouldn't be charged for murder because he didn't pull the trigger and he's not the SWAT police. Nah, son, you created this scenario. Now you got to pay for it. Yeah. You know, say we're not gonna get you off because it's fucking semantic.
I can't stop. I can look.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to use, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Yeah.
You know, a dude is dead. A police officer killed an innocent victim. Mm-hmm. 2 children are without their father. The mother had to see the dead body of her son. Everyone's impacted. Mm-hmm. Everyone. Yeah. Everyone's going through the worst for this shit. And right before the new year. You know what I'm saying? Because of him and that one phone call. And creating a demented scenario. Right down to saying that he shot somebody and he's holding his mother and children and brother hostage. And he's about to burn the house down. He created a very dangerous scenario. He created this environment that's just the police are hearing this and they're like, holy shit. Like, you know what that is? It's like in the middle of the night, you're at your job, you're in a police station, and then the fucking alarm comes out and you're like, what's going on? And they just give you 2-minute break, because that's how it works. Yeah. When you're on standby. So it's not even they set back and have an hour to discuss all tactics. It doesn't work that way. They instantly get a call, be like, hey, we got a 911 call. This is what's going on. This is the address. Suspect is armed, allegedly shot someone dead, and is holding a woman, a hostage, age, whatever, is unknown. Da. This is all you got. Yep. And now you're racing 80 miles an hour down the street, and you're just going there thinking like, holy shit, we got to save these people. That's all you're thinking. We got to save this kid. We got to save this mom. He's about to burn the house down. Then you go to the house, and that's it. Everybody's on fucking edge. Everybody has their finger on the trigger. They're on edge. They're like, holy shit, you know? And everybody's thinking the worst, because right now you're thinking, you know, because if you're a cop and you hear a kid and a wife, you know, a woman is being held hostage, and one guy's already been shot dead, you're like, holy shit, you know, one false move, and this kid and woman is going to die too. Like, what, you know? So everyone's on edge. Tensions are high. This is the real shit.
Yeah.
Away from New Year's Eve, you know, everybody's on edge. Then all of a sudden the doors open. A guy walks out. You got the guy with a bullhorn just yelling at a guy, you know, put your hands up, put your hands up. And everybody's just aiming and flashing. And the guy on the other side, he's just scared. He's like, holy shit, there's fucking dudes everywhere. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like sometimes you don't even hear the bullhorn either. So everybody don't know what the fuck is going on. Everybody's tension in the air. And for whatever reason, the guy puts his hand down. Worst case scenario. Now within a split second, a guy made a decision, hand down to the waist, he's going for his gun. I got to take him out. Boom, split second. And then that's it. The decision's done. But it's not over. Mm-hmm. Just because they took him down, the scenario's not over. Because now people are in the building coming out, and they're telling them, put your hands in the goddamn air. Thank God they listened. Their hands were in the air. Yeah. They walking by a dead body, and they were able to detain them secure. Now, after all the interviews and all the discussions and all this stuff, they realized the situation wasn't what it was. It was a prank call. They realized this is all fake. There was never a call made from the house. And now they have to investigate. So once that information went through, cyber crimes or whoever the fuck, they went through the information. They went through 911 calls, and they pinged the dude who did it. And this is the guy they caught with. And that's pretty much what the scenario is. That's fucking what happened. This dude created that high tense scenario. To be honest, you could have had kids there. I'm not gonna lie. Let's say after they shoot the guy, if anybody would have run out of the house screaming, they would have got shot too.
Yeah.
Imagine if the kid would have run out, boom. You would have a dead kid there too. This motherfucker right here created that. He needs to be tried for murder. And I hope the jury that takes this case don't feel sorry over semantics. Fuck the semantics. Don't fuck the whole, well, he technically didn't pull the trigger. No, he pulled that goddamn trigger. Yeah. He did it. He's the one that pulled the trigger. That motherfucker right there. Yeah. He changed everybody's life. And for fucking what?
Yeah. Because you lost it. Because you lost in PUBG.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is a huge black eye for the gaming industry as a whole, for all of us. This situation here, man, it's unfortunate and it hurts because of this douchebag right here. Some kids are gonna grow up without a father.
You know what? This is just past Christmas, bro.
Past Christmas.
Do you think this family woke up that night and thought that their father would die right before New Year's? Yeah. No one wakes up thinking that. Yeah. You got to be fucking kidding me, bro.
Well, I'm pretty sure when he went to the door to answer the door, he didn't know that he was going to be dead either. I mean, think about it. Like I said,
he didn't wake.
Right now, somebody come to either one of our house and they knock on the door or whatever. Your first mind is to go to the door and answer, see who it is, and if you're caught off guard by any other reason, I mean, how do you? I don't know, man.
There's nothing you could do. You know, there's really, like, here's the thing. I understand a lot of people say there needs to be better training, but believe it or not, they are using textbook training. The problem was the scenario created was fake. It's a fake scenario. But that's the exact protocols and training they use. That's exactly how you handle an actual hostage scenario when your information is told that somebody is armed, have hostages, and he already killed somebody. They follow the very protocol that they're trained to do. There's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
And you're talking decades of training. And it's not just like the police didn't make it on the spot. This is decades and decades of training and decades of knowledge and, you know, redoing SOPs over and over, because this is shit that every police goes by. It's not like Wichita has their own protocol. New York, no, they all share the same information. The FBI, CIA, they all share the same tactic because it's the tactic that works.
Yeah.
But the tactic is not meant to address a fake scenario and a fake 911 call. That is a deadly scenario, because the scenario is not made. This scenario, the training is not made to, in the event you get a fake 911 call, this is the steps you're going to do to make sure it's a real credible hostage. No, they're not trained for that. Yeah. There is no mock hostage scenario. It's you treat it like a hostage scenario and you're going to clear out the area until everything is secured. Then after the fact, you're going to figure out who, what, where, when, why, and whatever. But at that moment, it's 100% hostage scenario with an armed man who allegedly shot somebody. And that's how they treat it. There's no other way to fix that.
Nope. But this fucker, I don't know if he's going to make it to jail or get prosecuted. He might die before that, bro. You look, he's dying now.
Good for him.
Look at him. He looks sick.
This motherfucker, he's gonna be grabbing somebody's fucking pocket. Here, bitch, grab my pocket. Bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like this motherfucker, bro. You know, and look, California don't have the death penalty, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I think we do, don't we?
I don't know.
Yeah, we do.
I know New York does. If they do, give it to him. Yeah, give it. This dude does not deserve no fucking life, bro. Because fucking an innocent father, he's fucking gone. He won't be able to raise his 2 kids. It's fucking ridiculous.
He ain't gonna make it in jail, bro.
No, you know, he's definitely gonna be somebody's bitch.
Yeah.
Especially when they find out what he did and what he's there for.
I just hate hearing cases like this because it's not that it's ultra rare, but it's I mean we've heard, this is not the first time. We've been hearing about this for quite a long time now. With cases like this that happen over and over and over, and luckily a lot of those cases, the police find out that it is fake before a person is dead or before something traumatic happens. I just wish that there was a different process that could go through to verify more information, whether it's through the 911 caller, whether it's through other alternatives before.
The only problem with that is they don't know. You know what I mean?
Remember, the guys who approach, they're not trained for that. They're not.
No. Listen, okay.
Yeah.
So you explain that eloquently. I mean, you explain that process eloquently.
Really hard. Yeah.
What I'm talking about is before the information is even passed to those guys, whether it's retraining of the dispatcher, whether it's computer technology that can be implemented in place to find out locations of calls and find out different things. You know, it's just. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking for a silver bullet here.
And I know.
To save lives.
I don't know. Yeah. So it's fun. Like, according to the article, they receive 600,000 calls per day.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a system fast enough to process, especially
I think that the most swatting cases that we have seen or we've seen on YouTube or anything, I think those swatting calls they weren't descriptive like this. They weren't. Someone shot in the head. I'm gonna burn the house down. I don't think it was of that validity. You know what I mean?
Like I seen swatting on YouTube, and luckily, you know, the SWATs come in, police officers come in, they detain everybody, and then after the fact, they figure it out.
Right.
This is the one where the trigger was pulled. This is where, you know, the shit went down.
But we knew this would be the end result. We knew it.
Yeah, man. I don't understand. Like. It's true. Like, that's one thing I have to say. Sometimes the government is way too reactive because after the first time of a couple of swattings in earlier, you know, in 2013, 12, whenever it first began, they should have known, like, hey, this is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
We need to start fucking implementing something because someone's going to die one day.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now it happened. And now you're going to see legislation or some shit. Now it's going to happen after the fact. And they're probably going to call it like the Andrew Finch law.
Yeah.
Named after him. Watch. Or some crazy shit.
Man,
so it's really fucking disgusting, man.
It is.
It's a sad way to end, you know.
Not enough.
It's a sad way to end.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just a sad way, but we got to talk about it though, and we can't forget about this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, hopefully there's more people who's going to take this approach that you did and just, you know, have a discussion about it. Again, like we've always said, we don't know any answers or how to fix this, but making it aware in the community and letting people know when you try this, you're going to be outed, and it's a disgusting thing to do, and this is the consequences behind it. You can sit at home and act like it's not going to affect you, but push come to shove, you know, I mean, we're on social media a lot, and you know, doing podcasts and everything else. If somebody, you know, tries to do that to you, then I mean, you have to put yourself in that situation.
Yeah. Lionel said it. Sometimes fucked up things have to happen for something to change. Sadly, that's true, bro. Sometimes nothing changes until an incident happens, and now everyone has to react, you know?
Yeah.
That's just fucking sad.
It is, man.
You know?
Yo, chat.
All right, so
any ideas? Any questions from the chat? Let's get some interactive stuff going on.
How does the chat feel about this and stuff like that? All right. Potential victims of swatting should contact law enforcement. I know somebody said a lot of streamers now contact the police ahead of time.
Yeah.
So that way the police knows if they receive distress from a specific address.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. So if you're a streamer,
like if you're a YouTuber or a streamer or something like that, like,
so I guess I can.
And,
that's actually not bad. So kind of like you putting your information, so that way the police already has your information. So if they receive a distress call, they'll be like, "Wait a minute, he warned us."
Right. Just like my mom, like at our birthday parties, we used to like call the police, call the station, and be like, "Hey, it's gonna be loud music probably after 11 o'clock here." You know, let them know ahead of time that way, and they never came.
Yeah.
So you know, just let them know ahead of time. That's where you proof yourself.
Yeah.
You know, save you some trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually a smart idea.
Yeah. And hopefully, you know, even with that being said, hopefully the information gets translated well, and hopefully it gets to certain people in time, and it gets, you know, I'd hate to have to, you know, tell the cops that, hey, yeah, I'm streaming, so in case you, and then the shit happens anyway, and it's like, oh my God.
You know what I'm really fucking afraid of? The copycats, because there's some sick motherfuckers who see this, and they want to replicate it.
Hey, what about if Twitch or all streaming service can have like some type of alert you can put up before your stream, and it'll send out to the authorities? You know what I mean?
That would be.
I think
that would be.
Again, this is why I said earlier about technology or something that can help. I mean, nothing is foolproof, guys, but there has to be something. I mean, we're walking around with freaking iPhone X's and Android phones and all this latest and greatest technology. I mean, there has to be something that can be done about it. I think if we make a big enough stink about it, stuff can change and something can happen. Like I said, look at the Loot Crate situation, look at the microtransaction situation. We were able to cause a $6 billion dent in EA just by doing something simple. And and that shit doesn't even matter compared to this. That's nothing. This here, we should speak even louder as a community on something like this. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. But the only way it's going to work if the community as a whole attack the issue just like the way we attack Loot Crates. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole community was all over that. That was even fun. I think even EA lost $3 billion in stock.
$6 billion.
They were they were all over it.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit was insane. But something like this, I think this is a bigger issue. A more important issue. Like a dude died. He's dead. And for fucking what? Because of this dipshit.
Yeah. Well, I hope to see more streams about the situation. I hope to see it a lot on social media, Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. And hopefully some of these bigger YouTubers and other people can, start spreading the word and hopefully we can make a change. But I don't want us to just go back to our corner and just act like it doesn't exist.
Well, I'm gonna keep following this. This is gonna be a trial for like 2 years too. This ain't gonna be over with anytime soon.
It's gonna be long.
No, it's gonna be long, but fuck it. I'm gonna keep track of it. But anyway, you guys got anything else?
No.
But that's it. Again, thanks for having this small discussion about something, because again, we do this for gaming. This is just about the gaming community, and this is our favorite hobby. It's unfortunate, somebody woke up that morning, didn't do a thing, and didn't live to see 2018 because of some scumbag. And we know people in the community. We hear and we see people who have that ticking time bomb. They're ticking time bombs, and they probably have the potential to do something like this.
Yeah. And
we need to start calling them out as well.
That's true. That's true, because we can't hide this forever. I mean, somebody knows him that he's an erratic. I'm pretty sure when he did it the first time, he was talking shit about it. Yeah. So somebody had to know him and be like, yo, you a fucking idiot. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
yeah, I can't wait for this investigation to go through, because like you said, if this guy had a history of this, how in the hell did he get to this point here? Why what was the failure in that?
I don't know. And the fact that he already did it before, like, how come he's not in jail already? Like, how did he get away with it the first time?
Yeah, one thing I hate when some guy goes off, right? He does something, whether it's kill people or he does something major.
Yeah.
Almost 99% of the time, prior to that, there were other people that noticed signs. They knew something about the guy. They knew he had that potential, and they didn't say anything about it until it was too late.
Yeah.
And it's like, now, guys, we see how fragile some people are. If they got that potential, man, say something.
Like, all right. So to the chat, I appreciate you guys appeared. I hope this topic was useful and stuff like that. But like I said, sometimes I know in the world where we talk about bullshit over gaming and publishers and features, and we criticize the industry and our favorite platforms. At the same time, this is part of gaming, and we need to address this and stuff like that. So I'm glad you two were able to join last minute. I really appreciate you guys hopping on. And for everybody else that joined in the chat, I appreciate that you guys joined and was able to conversate with us, and spread the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Retweet this and keep talking about it. We can't forget about this, man. We can't have people embarrass, our hobby and make us all look bad, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, from the panel to all of you guys, man, I wish you all a happy new year. It's sad to say that this might be the last video on my channel, and what a dark way to end off 2017. But I wish you all safe New Year's and stuff like that. And to you two guys, man, Happy New Year, man. I wish you both a safe New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year to the chat, man. You guys have a good one.
Happy New Year's, guys.
All right. Peace, everybody.
Peace.